I'm back with Jim Bask from Broadfield. Jim?
John, good to see you. I feel like we just did this.
We just did. We did.
Yes. So a little bit different. Yep. Last time I spoke to you, we were on the show floor.
We were.
We are having our dealer party for Broadfield Distributing tonight at the World of Beer in Orlando, Florida.
Very nice.
And I thought one of the coolest things to do would be to show off how easy it is to set up the LiveU lightweight production studio and stream from anywhere. So why not bring it out to the bar?
Why not?
You know, and if we don't go out to the bar, we need LiveU to join us, right, Chuck?
We need LiveU to join us.
I'm looking forward to it.
Chuck, thanks for being with us.
You got it.
So, John, I know you're using LiveU's equipment. LiveU is one of our most valued and longest partners.
Yep.
We love promoting their technology, promoting the products that they use. From a hardware, software environment, the stuff just works.
Right.
We showed this proof of concept off last year at InfoComm. We've used it at NAB New York, and I'm glad to see that you're using it at InfoComm this year. It takes a little pressure off of my production team, and it allows us to really show off the technology.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's the beauty of what we talked about at NAB in Las Vegas was to be able to go live anywhere, right? Yep. And we talked about lightweight production. We talked about the ability to take what we did there and what you did at InfoComm last year and carry it over. And what's the exciting part about this week at the show is for us to do what we did today and going live with everybody throughout the week.
Absolutely. And John, I thought it'd be great to have Chuck join us to talk a little bit about the solution, about the technology that you're using.
Yeah.
And then maybe we could go inside and have a beer.
That sounds good. Let's do it.
Awesome.
I know Chuck's up for that, right?
I'm always up for a beer.
Absolutely.
In fact, there's one sitting right behind me just waiting to be drank.
I love it.
Well, we don't hold Chuck back, but, you know.
No worries.
Yeah.
From a LiveU, I think you're right that you're bringing a good point. You know, being able to do and use the technology that now is maturing to the point where we can do this production, have a team managing the cloud, and bringing it all together, like you're bringing up, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the exciting part about what we're doing at InfoComm and what you guys have been doing all day is we're bringing a lot of different vendors, a lot of different partners to their customers, and we're doing it remotely. We got a team here that's able to walk around the floor. You come from the Orange County Convention Center to a local bar, and we're streaming live. And how simple is that? I mean, that's the great thing about what LiveU brings to the table, right? You're able to take this technology to virtually 186 countries. Think about that. Yeah. Anywhere in the world. And we're able to get content to wherever we need to get it to.
Absolutely.
And today we're having a little bit of fun. This is the fun part of the show that we all get to enjoy. And it's been great. You've been doing a great job.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been my pleasure. It's been great to be here for the first day. I think that's kind of what we were talking about a little bit earlier about just the kickoff from day one for InfoComm and the show and how, you know, it's fairly busy and active in terms of you guys being busy in terms of the Broadfield booth and obviously from a LiveU booth perspective and having a lot of traffic.
It's great. You know, what's great about InfoComm, and it's maybe a kind of a unique in some ways because, you know, NAB is such a large show, targeted audience. InfoComm brings a lot of different unique type of customers, corporate enterprise, house of worship, public safety. And this is where we get to shine a little bit because we're talking to customers that may not be so familiar with LiveU and how we become relevant to them.
Absolutely.
And the cool thing from a sales perspective is that technology doesn't change, but the way customers want to use it and the applications is what's unique. And we're not just a broadcast company, and that's the beauty. And we see opportunity and we have success stories across every vertical. And I think an InfoComm is a great place to showcase that.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I think and it's interesting on the show because I think you kind of have a hybrid. You got business to business, you got education, you got house of worship. But now we're also seeing like content creators, people that are coming in that are using different types of solutions to stream live and broadcast and at the show. And so I think that's another interesting part that came up today in a conversation I had with Elgato, that we were discussing like just the content creators that are also present in other independent studios.
Yeah, we see a big part of that in the LiveU success. You know, things all the way starting with Solo Pro.
Right.
You know, you can be an IRL streamer, you can be a gamer, you can be a YouTuber, you can be anybody that's creating content.
Right.
But you know, what's great about the LiveU solution and the ecosystem is we can solve problems and offer solutions to anybody at any level. And that's a great point. I mean, content creators are a big part of what we do. You know, sometimes I feel like we get pigeonholed and like being viewed as just a broadcast company.
Absolutely.
But we really target and focus on every type of customer, starting with content creators.
Yeah, and that's something that Broadfield, from your perspective, you guys are doing.
Absolutely, and I want to piggyback on what Chuck was saying with the workflow, is being a distributor with over 35 different products on our line card. LiveU is a piece of the puzzle that allows us to put all of these workflow solutions together for corporate AV, education, house of worship, broadcast AV, event venues, paid for events, you name it, anywhere across the board, we can help find that solution and kind of set up the workflow that really makes sense. And I tried to represent that in the booth tour that we did earlier today, and in some of the conversations that we have with LiveU and our dealers, and that's one of the reasons we like to host an event like this. We want to make sure our dealers know that their efforts are appreciated, and that when they put these quotes together, there's a lot of training and education, and that's another thing that LiveU does great. You guys just rolled out a whole new education series on all of your solutions. Being able to train these dealers and give them the tools they need to be successful is a big part of what we look for our partners to do on a regular basis.
No, absolutely. I think it's a big part of it, because there's an awareness component that you have to build from an education with the dealers and the customers and everybody in combined, both from broadcast and also from the solo series in terms of the LiveU, where training even on the we talked about the Solo Pro units is kind of a starting point for a series streamer moving up into the broadcast space, right? And LiveU's rolled out a whole series around that, right? So enabling the individuals to get up to speed, whatever they need to do to empower them to do what they want to do.
Absolutely. I just wish I knew the guy that did the LiveU Solo education materials. Anyone we know?
I don't know. I don't know.
The guy standing in front of the camera?
Maybe it's me.
Absolutely.
It could be me.
Yes.
It could be me.
And John, I want to tell you, thank you for doing that. The education is such a big part of growing the market and introducing the solutions to the people that we talk to day in and day out. So the time and effort that you put into it is definitely noticed. So thank you for that.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I'll make one comment. I think what's great about what we're doing this year is I think a lot of times manufacturers lose sight of how we can be impactful at an event like InfoComm, and to be able to have your team partnered with Broadfield and literally using our technology to bring the story of what's going on at the show. It's almost like obvious. Why are we not doing this more often? And it's a good lesson for us, because what better way to showcase a technology? And it's not just us. We're, like to Jim's point, we're a piece of a big puzzle. That's the best way to get the message across. Let's use the technology and bring it to the people. And this type of event and what you're doing, and being able to go from one venue to another. I don't know how much more that can resonate with somebody.
It's pretty cool. And I think that was the thing. I was just doing some things to preparing for the show, and I was watching the Apple keynote event, right, with the rollout of the update on the OS. And one of the things that stood out to me was about creating connected experiences, and that's kind of what I've been trying to think about when we're doing here. Is we're really trying to, to your point, is we're creating the connected experience for the individuals who can't be here, but given an opportunity to participate, right, and do that.
And it makes it relevant because it seeds the idea of what is possible for them, because they're going to be faced with similar challenges. How do we connect people within our own organization or our own event or effort? And this is the best way we can showcase. It's great to come to a booth and we can sit here and talk about technology, and it's another to see it in action. And that's what you guys are bringing to the table.
Well, thank you. It's our pleasure. I'm excited about working with you and Jim and everybody. It's been great.
Always a pleasure.